one of Matt's great ideas has come to life just today as we speak, as a matter of fact. So, Matt, why don't you tell us about it?
Well, there's a little bit of history. Today we launched the first drip feed song. And drip feed is our new term for a song that we've cut up into little tiny manageable chunks. And they're going to be different to the other lessons. Now, some of you will like this and some of you won't, but for those of you who really want a long-term project and would never consider trying a song that may be a little more difficult on a scale, and most of them are up there.
They're going to be sixes and sevens.
Right.
And eights.
And eights,
for the one that's coming out next week, which we're not going to talk about just yet.
So for a song that you'd never look at, because when you look at it in its entirety, it just looks so difficult and complicated, and plus when we start something and it gets a little hard, we kind of go, oh, well, the rest of it's going to be even harder, and we tend to lose track of it and want to let it go and drift away from it. So what happened was I decided I wanted to learn my re-entry into learning to play after a long, long period of not even picking a guitar up at all. I wanted to just jump in both feet. Yeah. And I was travelling so much that the only way we could do it is if I had a tiny little component of the lesson. And then it had occurred that everybody probably would love to have just a little part in addition to the other regular songs that we introduce.
Yeah.
And we feed it out, a little lesson each month, so that you only get this little part until you get this right. That's all you've got for the month. You can go away and do any of the other songs and all that to keep you occupied and busy and happy. Yeah. Get this part right. And so it does a couple of things for us as well. It enables us to encourage you to get videos in of just this little part.
That's kind of what we're looking for. So now we have the first part of Sweet Judy Blue Eyes is up now. And all that lesson is on is this. Pretty much the introduction, up until they even start singing. That's not even part of lesson one. And so it's a lot less intimidating, because if you watch Steve Stills play this, the 7-minute long tune, he's a virtuoso, and you think, oh my God, I'll never be able to do that. Well, we're going to break this up into really manageable chunks, and would like to see people uploading their progress of one lesson, of one clip at a time. And right now, if you just work on this very slowly, whoa, and don't miss it. This song is going to be also, there's a lot of different things that are going to happen in the lesson, and some of them are, I'm going to be less specific about some things. There's not going to be exact tablature to everything that's going on. I'm going to expect you to be using your brain and your ears and your hands and everything to try to piece a lot of it together. Just from, you're going to have to be able to strum and not have to think about, wow, was I supposed to hit a down or an up there or whatever. So that's part of what is going to make this one, or what makes this one so difficult. So.
Right, and so going back to the filming thing, what we'd love to see is everybody have a shot at posting just the first little part of it. Well, it gives us an opportunity to look in a very laser-like fashion at just this part.
Yeah.
And help you get beyond. Because what happens when you post a video of an entire song and you have maybe 8 or 9 issues, we can't respond that way. It's just impossible for us to do. And there's my phone, just in case
too much
you
happening to
it. It's in real time.
Did you see the comments that people really liked the fact that I had a phone that rang?
Yeah.
That was nice.
We have the same ringtone, and you know, the fact that there is a live cat in the house and so on. I think, keeping it real, as somebody else said. So getting videos into the student channel is going to be something, and by the way, if you think about this, you're going to be more confident in giving this a go, because you don't have to complete a whole song to get up into the video.
You got to learn one move, descending these notes descending down the neck and keeping it strumming.
Right, so
for this one.
We'd love to see a ton of videos, and what's going to happen is over the course of the period that this piece gets released, and it might be 6 months, you're going to be able to put all these little segments and ultimately then record yourself playing the entire song. And you're going to see your growth through it. And we're going to be able to respond to certain people's issues on certain components, and that's going to help you specifically in certain areas and so on. So this is going to have a different feel and a different way. And so we call it the drip feed. We're releasing another one next week. Which
Are we doing the second one next week?
Yeah, we're not going to tell you what that is today. But I really wanted to give you some of the history, and as a result, this is a different methodology. So we're going to still have the complete other songs that we're introducing as we always do. And we would, some of you are going to race ahead and finish the entire song.
And that's a great point,
right?
Is that once you've seen what some of the chords are in this, and by the way, as you may have figured out, a lot of the chords in Sweet Judy Blue Eyes are the same chords as 4 and 20, including all the other stuff. Little additions, but yeah. So that was actually why we put 4 and 20 up first, to get people familiar with the dad tuning, and then be experimenting with it. And some people even already came in with that. It's like, hey, once I was in that tuning, I started coming up with stuff that sounded like Sweet Judy Blue Eyes. Well, now I'll have my version of it too.
So I think that's pretty much a wrap for that, and we just want to see you guys post some videos and get through these lessons. And the other thing you're not going to get is the full lesson notes in advance.
Right.
So some of you clever people who are going to race ahead are going to have to really think it through some. And we'll see how that goes.
Yeah. No, and it'd be great to have everybody take a stab at how each of the next sections go. I'll give you some hints. Find videos on YouTube of Stills playing this. A lot of times you can get a good picture of what his hand is doing.
There is a relationship between what we're doing here. I posted a thread on target songs and their relationships to other songs.
Yeah.
And this particular song has a couple of relationships to other songs. Perhaps you could spend a minute on that, because we haven't seen, a lot of you guys and girls on the forum are great at digging in and showing your knowledge, but I've noticed that you're reticent to post on this particular thread, and maybe it's because we're really challenging you. But every song we've posted, there's a relationship to multiple songs.
Right.
We've given you some examples, and I'd love you intelligent folk out there to throw some more ideas out there. And it's the only reason we've asked you to help us out is because we'd like to hurry up and do this, and we don't have enough time to sit down
to go back and look through all the old stuff
to remember all the relationships. But there are, and perhaps you could just comment on this specific.
Well, this particular tuning, and this actually brings up something that I should probably apologize for, because I have a teaser video up at YouTube for Love the One You're With, which I've always messed around with in this same tuning. Every version I listen to, last week I was researching this because I thought, oh, this is another song that we should do with the same tuning. He doesn't do it that way. So this was a figment of my own imagination. The original one was in the key of C, and now he plays it in A, and without this exotic tuning. So that YouTube video is never going to come to fruition because, well, I just played it. That's it. That's the whole song. Anyway. But that's an example of a song that you could learn how to play very easily with the same tuning, as of course 4 and 20. And
and 4 and 20 was the example that I was looking for, because we posted that up.
Right, so that's up, and it really it shows a lot of the cool stuff that they can do in this tuning, and it really has the foundation of all of those other songs that shall remain nameless, but that you just heard me play.
So now perhaps some of you can potentially see some of the relationships that are coming out and why they exist. And when you ask for a song that we haven't done, there's probably 2 reasons. One, we haven't gotten to it, and/or we've done a song that already covers the overview.
Gives you all the tools you need. Right. Yeah. So that's, as you know, a lot of my philosophy, and what we're trying to do here at Totally Guitars is give you the tools, not just
teach you songs.
Yeah, not just teach you the songs.
Yeah, we're not a tab library.
Yeah.
So that's it. I think that's a wrap for now. And thanks.
All right.
Nice to see you all, guys.